When we think of sports, we always tend to remember the best moments that happen. Whether that be a game winner for a championship, a walk-off home run, or even an insane comeback win. Welcome back, guys, to Crispy Sports Leaks. And I'm going to take you through the wildest year of the decade. Every year, I feel like the sports seasons are becoming better and better, more memorable than all the rest. But there was one year of the decade that stuck out more than the rest did. And boy, 2016 had, I think, the most memorable events. It's a year I think people will remember for a long time. Each event would have you on the edge of your seat, and you wouldn't know what was going to happen. Alright guys, now let me take you into why 2016 is the wildest year of the decade. First things first, I'm going to start it out with this team. After losing me money in Vegas when I thought I secured the dub, off a circus shot from Marcus Page. What a bad beat. Who cares about me? Let's get into Villanova winning the national championship off a buzzer beater. Chris Jenkins hit a shot that hurt a lot of people's feelings. It was an easy knockdown catch and shoot for him for their first championship since 1985. What a moment that was in sports history. Not long after that, there was another intense moment. LeBron James took down one of the greatest teams in NBA history. A team that won 73 games and only lost 9 during the regular season. It was recorded as the best record ever, and the only other franchise that came close to that was the '96 Bulls. And that Bulls team was easily considered the greatest of all time. That shows just how good LeBron James is. The Golden State Warriors took a 3-1 lead on the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2016 NBA Finals. But honestly, you can never count out the king, putting together one of the greatest playoff runs ever. It was honestly pretty disgusting watching. LeBron James was just way too dominant. It really just looked like he was out there playing with little kids. During that run, he averaged 29.7 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. Honestly, that's freaking gross. He's flat out a killer. He couldn't have finished that last game without Kyrie though. That shot was big time. But not only was that shot big, LeBron James' block is something you won't forget. It happened in such a flash, you couldn't even tell if it was clean or not. But knowing LeBron, every block is clean. That block gave them just enough lift to bring a championship to Cleveland for the first ever in franchise history. And of course, LeBron James was named Finals MVP. Pretty soon, the NBA might want to consider changing the name of the playoffs to LeBron James, considering he's just ran through them all his career. And I know you guys haven't forgot about this. In the same year the Golden State Warriors blew the 3-1 lead to the Cavs, Kevin Durant decides to join the dynasty that has already been unstoppable for the past 2 years. But if you remember right, Kevin Durant and the Thunder were up 3-1 on that same Warriors squad. So don't you think that was pretty soft to him? Joining such a dominant team honestly seems like the coward way out. And that's coming from a Kevin Durant fan. But really, if you think about it, KD had no choice. OKC was moving backwards in their progress. And KD's resume at 27 looks something like this. A 7-time All-Star, a 7-time All-NBA, 4-time scoring champ, 1-time MVP, 2 All-Star MVPs, 2-time gold medalists. There's not 5 NBA players in history that can say they're first ballot Hall of Famers by 27. I mean, the only individual thing that he needs after that is a championship. So really, he was thinking for himself and his legacy. KD joining that Warriors team made them literally unstoppable. I mean, Curry and Clay were already as great as it was, and throwing KD out there made them the hardest team to guard. It was pretty much pick your poison at that point. The Warriors then went on to win back-to-back championships, before going for the three-peat and losing to the Raptors. Clay and KD both had big-time injuries that kept them out for the next season. But KD did get his rings and his final MVPs, so it was well worth it for him. This year just keeps getting better and better. It's so hard to keep these moments in order. This year will easily be remembered forever, because one of everybody's favorite player played their final game of their career. Kobe put on a show in his last game of his career. It's one of the best final game performances ever by a player. Kobe went out there and got 60, and not many people are able to do that. It really showed just how great Kobe Bryant is. But the Mamba went out just how he wanted and will forever be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. After everything that has happened, it's really hard to see if there was anything else that was shocking enough to make this year the best year of the decade. But the list goes on. The Chicago Cubs had the record for the longest World Series drought in MLB history. Actually, it was the longest drought in all of major American sports. The Cubs had a 108-year championship drought before beating the Cleveland Indians 8-7 in extra innings to win the World Series. I think that right there may be one of the best moments in sports. The Cubs were seeming to have the worst luck up until then, so that championship was very deserving. They were lovable losers no more. We have one more thing that wraps up this year of craziness. Not only is he considered the greatest of all time, Tom Brady brought the Patriots back that were down 28-3 midway through the third quarter, back to win his 5th Super Bowl. Brady and the Patriots scored 25 unanswered points to tie the game at regulation. That resulted in the first overtime game in NFL Super Bowl history. After winning the toss and getting the ball, Tom Brady led the Pats down the field to score a touchdown, making that the largest comeback win in both team history and Super Bowl history. He became the only QB in NFL history with 5 Super Bowls and 4 Super Bowl MVPs after beating the Falcons in 2016. And that's why 2016 was the wildest year of the decade. That's all I have for you guys today, and thank you for watching Crispy Sports Leaks. I appreciate all the support so far. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button or leave a comment for feedback. And as always, keep it crispy. And now here's your Krispy Rap Recap by my boy D503.
Oh, this one crisp. 2016, man, that year was crazy. That Super Bowl was 28-3, man. Y'all see Brady had like 8 sacks. Man, they was way back, but they came way back for that payback like state tax. I was like, wow, I can only imagine the crowd. And when the Warriors blew that 3-1 lead in the playoffs, I'm wondering how. When Curry was cold like Ben & Jerry's and LeBron put his ass missionary, it was not in the plan though. A 3-1 lead, shoot, that victory's Mando. That year Villanova won, 2016 was popping like a gun. Cubs won after a real long run, 108 years, they ain't been done. They was on fire. In that same year, Kobe Bryant retired, he was doing the most. 60 points in the last game, you go.